What you're looking at right now is real footage, but with the power of AI, I can take this and basically do whatever I want with it. I can also add stuff to the original footage that would actually be impossible to film. I can pull off little tricks like this, and I can even completely transform myself while I'm talking to you. Pretty insane, right? And it's all done in Seedance 2.5, the most capable AI video model we've seen so far. The realism, camera movement, and how well it holds everything together is very impressive, and once you understand how to use it, the possibilities get a little ridiculous. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 techniques for mixing high-quality AI with real footage, starting simple with adding elements to a shot and building all the way up to, well, basically full CGI. And because I know you're gonna ask, yes, we'll also talk about what all of this costs, so let's get into it. This first shot is all real footage with AI VFX layered on top, and here's how it works. I filmed this static shot of me talking to camera, and I deliberately composed it so the building is nice and prominent in the frame. And that's your first takeaway right there. Planning your shots before you touch any AI makes all the difference. You'll see this come back throughout the whole video. I'll add my original video to Seedance 2.5, and for the prompt, when I want to preserve the original footage, I always start by telling the AI what I want to keep. The original audio, my movements, the way I look, I want to lock that in first. Then I tell it what to add. And generally, the more detail, the better, but I'll show you a way to take that control even further in a couple of minutes. One last thing for this specific shot, I actually want the camera to start zoomed in on the building and then pull out to the original framing, so I'll add that to the prompt too. All right, now let's see what we got. I think it did a good job at matching the details of the building, and I just want to point out that it even kept little details like these people in the background and the tram leaving, which is something that, for example, Seedance 2.0 wasn't able to do when I tried generating the same shot. So this 5-second generation is 36 credits on Higgsfield, which comes down to $2 to $3, and it took me 2 generations to get this result, so that is around $4 to $6. Now, one of the biggest updates in Seedance 2.5 is that you can now add up to 50 references to a single video. Images, videos, audio, characters, products, which gives you an insane amount of control over the outcome. For this next shot, I want 2 bikers jumping over me as I duck down. And again, I shot this with the VFX in mind, leaving enough headroom for the bikers to actually jump into frame. But this time, before I generate any video, I want to lock in exactly what these bikers look like. So I'm starting with a character sheet. I'm using Soul Cinema for this because it's really good at cinematic looking images, and it's also pretty cheap. You get 8 images for 1 credit. So these are the options it gave me. They all look pretty good, but I'm gonna go with these 2. In Seedance 2.5, I'll go to Elements, add a new element, select the character sheet, and then save them as a character. Now I add both characters plus my original clip as references, and having these characters in there is gonna give Seedance a much clearer idea of what I want. And this is a really good rule to remember. It's always better to show the AI what you want than try to describe it in words. My prompt tells Seedance when each biker should jump over me, plus a few details to make it feel like they're chasing each other. And here's the final result. Okay, so that is how you add things to your footage, but what if you want to change something really specific, like adding an effect to a certain gesture, or morphing yourself entirely? For this shot of the intro, I actually used Claude to help me write a much more precise prompt. Claude can kind of work as a translator between you and the AI you're using. I start by dropping the clip into the chat. Then I'm using this free skill that I got from Higgsfield, which I'll leave linked for you down below. And now I just tell Claude what I want in my own words. As soon as I open my right hand, a flame should appear, and when I close my hand, the fire disappears. Then when I say the line, I can even transform myself completely. My outfit should morph into a futuristic robot battlesuit. Claude then analyzes the frames and understands exactly what's in the shot. Now Claude will write a full and super detailed prompt for me. What it's actually doing here is writing down all the things that need to stay exactly the same. So my face, my movements, the words that I'm saying, the camera movement, and it locks that in. It also pins down the exact moments when the fire needs to appear and when the outfit should start morphing. Now I take that prompt over to Seedance 2.5 on Higgsfield, attach my original clip, link the video in the prompt, and honestly, the result really blew me away. It nailed the timing of both effects perfectly, and also look at this detail, Seedance even added the glow of the fire onto my face and shirt, all while keeping my performance, the environment, everything in the background, and the camera movement exactly like the original clip. Alright, now let's talk about changing the world around you. In this first example, we're completely changing the location, but keeping the performance and camera movement exactly as we shot it. Now, traditionally, a shot like this would mean expensive green screen work, or honestly, it just couldn't be filmed safely at all. I drop my original clip into Claude, use the skill, and explain in my own words what I want. Only change the environment to a cliffside, keep everything related to the character, and keep the camera movement exactly like the original. Claude understands the angle of the shot and writes a detailed description of how to replace the environment with a real cliff face. I now copy the prompt, drop it into Seedance 2.5, and let's see what we get. So this was the result after one try, and I gotta say, I think this looks super realistic. But I didn't really like the wooden beam that was still there, even though it kind of blends into the environment perfectly. So after making a small adjustment in the prompt, here's the final result. Now, sometimes you might not want a new location, but you want your location just altered to better fit your story. In the next example, I want to actually keep the location from the original clip, but I want to alter it to fit a post-apocalyptic narrative. Same workflow again, I upload the clip to Claude, explain what I want, lock in my action and the camera movement, keep the environment the same, but alter it to be more gritty and post-apocalyptic. Oh, and I also want a horde of monsters to chase me as soon as I run away because, well, why not? Let's look at the result. So Seedance did a really good job at preserving my original location, but it definitely made it fit that post-apocalyptic vibe. And it also did a really good job at timing the monsters, or zombies in this case, just right. Now, I'm keeping these examples pretty short on purpose so I can pack as many into one video as possible, but Seedance 2.5 can now generate 30-second videos natively, which is a serious jump from the 15 or 20 seconds we were stuck with before. Alright, moving on to the next example, creating impossible camera movements. So the setup here is pretty simple. I first got a shot of the car radio where I'm adjusting the channel while I'm driving, and then I framed up a shot of me from the hood of the car looking in. And now I want to create a smooth camera movement between these two shots, almost as if the camera was on some kind of robot Steadicam or so. I'm gonna bring both these clips into Seedance 2.5, and I'm gonna ask it to create a transition between these two clips, resulting in one continuous Steadicam shot. I'm explaining where I want the camera to start, which way I want it to move, and where I want it to end. And of course, I also tell it what I don't want. And feel free to let me know what you think, but in my opinion, the way it connected these two clips was really impressive. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of these shots were not static or smooth. They were handheld and shaky, and that actually makes it way harder for the AI to keep track of everything happening in the frame. And so far, it handled everything impressively well. But now let's really push its limits by creating a full CGI transformation, all while keeping the original action and camera movement. In this first shot, I'm hopping from one spot to another, floor is lava style, except I'm just in a park on some grass, and yes, people definitely thought I was weird. Now also notice the handheld shaky camera, nothing in this shot is static. Alright, original footage goes into Claude, Higgsfield skill on, and I'll explain what I want. Make it look like I'm jumping across crumbling stones, change the environment to a jungle temple, and change my outfit to match the scene. treasure hunter vibes. And as always, the magic words: lock in my action and the camera movement exactly. Claude gave me a super detailed prompt, and this is the result in Seedance 2.5. It matched my jumps exactly, put a pillar under every foot, they crumble after I jump off and never before, and the whole environment matches with my movement, and it just all works. Alright, now one more, and this might actually be my favorite. Here I've got a shot of me on a tree log pretending to ride a creature. Again, it looked pretty weird in the moment, but bear with me. This time I'm going to use reference images because I want to lock in both what the creature looks like and what the world looks like. First, I asked Claude to write me a Soul Cinema prompt for a character sheet, a mystical, evil, scary, fire-breathing dragon creature with a saddle and harness for a rider. I run that in Higgsfield Soul Cinema, and these are some of the results. I think I'm going to go with this one. Next, a simple Soul Cinema prompt for the world, a cinematic fantasy landscape with mountains and castles as seen from the sky. Here are the results. They're all pretty similar, but this one is actually my favorite. Now everything comes together, my original clip plus these two reference images into Seedance 2.5 with a prompt that I built with Claude, just like before. And here is the final result.
2.5, the most capable AI video model we've seen so far.
Now, I've been showing you the cost of each generation because I know a lot of you are curious about this. And yes, Seedance 2.5 is not cheap. Like $5 to $8 for a 15-second clip is pricey for sure. Also considering you'll most likely have to do a few generations before you get exactly what you want. But when you look at everything this model can actually do, it's hard not to be impressed. Some of these results genuinely blew me away, especially when you think about where we were just a few months ago. Now, I know there are a lot of opinions when it comes to AI, and honestly, I think they're all worth hearing. So drop a comment and let me know what you think about this new model. Alright, that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!